Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article today about Kadyrov, the Chechen leader, who, in his, how should I put it? I will put it nicely using some euphemisms. In his passionate rhetoric, makes some claims, and then you have the Ukrainian military and their leaders refuting that claim, which actually I think came out to be true. So let's go and assess this, talk about this article that comes from the Voice of Ukraine, and it comes from July 2nd, actually, 2022. Remember, Lishan, so Lysychansk was already now destroyed by the Russians, and the Russians took control of it. Now, this was 2 days ago, actually one day ago, and this is what Kadyrov said. So, Ukraine National Guard refutes Kadyrov's claims about encirclement of Ukrainians in Lysychansk. Now, we already know that Russians completed the liberation, however you want to call it, of Lysychansk. So they took control of it. We do not know yet, if there were Ukrainian troops trapped in Lysychansk or they were able to retreat as the Ukrainian government claims. Ukrainian government claimed that the Russian military retreated, to fight another day, and they just avoided more casualties, Ukrainian casualties in Lysychansk. Kadyrov, on the other hand, says, no, 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 no. The Russians encircled them, and there are Ukrainian fighters trapped in the encirclement. So let's see. Muschuk added that the most difficult situation has been on the Lysychansk and Bakhmut axis, as well as Kharkiv Oblast in recent days. And I'm quoting, the enemy's goal has remained to establish access to the administrative border of Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast, he added. Also, on the Slovyansk axis, the enemy is attempting assaults trying to improve its tactical positions. The invaders, supported by artillery, were trying to block Lysychansk and take control of the Lysychansk-Bakhmut highway, which serves as the key supply route for Ukrainian troops in the east. They already took control of that. And let's see. The thing is here that Muzinchuk's statements was given in response to comments made by Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov to Russian propagandists on July 2nd that alleged the invaders had surrounded the Ukrainian military in Lysychansk. This is not true. All right, let's go with this. The Ukrainians will not say, yes, our military was outclassed and they were surrounded by the mighty Russians. The Russians will also claim that, oh no, we surrounded the Ukrainian army and we're gonna take care of them. So obviously both statements, claims are, how do you call it, exaggerated in both. Who is the Chechen leader, who is on the Russian side, and he claims that the Ukrainians are encircled. Some Ukrainians are encircled. There were some articles stating, coming from Ukraine, that Ukraine retreated and that they left Lysychansk to the Russians because they didn't want to. How they say? They said to save lives. So they were concerned with saving lives. Therefore, they retreated. Okay, that's a very good tactical move. The problem is, I have Mariupol example with Azovstal, where they were told to stay there, or whatever, whoever told them, they stayed over there, and eventually they surrendered, and they're being interrogated. You know what I mean? Interrogated by the Russian investigative teams. That means they will, you know what I mean? The thing is, maybe the Ukrainians learned the lesson and they were able to retreat faster than the Russians were able to encircle them. I'm going to give about 3 days. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. 3 days. Today is Sunday. I'll give until Wednesday. And Wednesday, I will look to see were there any people encircled or Kadyrov was talking smack. Why do I say this? Because the Western mass media works this way. This is its pattern that I observed. If something happens today and it's bad for Ukraine, they will start slowly hinting that something might happen in the future that will be bad for Ukraine. And then they work from there and escalate it. And in about 4 or 5 days, they will tell you something that happened about 5 days ago, but they will tell it to you then only. So it's like a crescendo. They don't go like straight right now because they don't want to destroy the mentality, the psyche of the fighters, and it's very understandable. So Kadyrov, from the interviews I watched with Mr. Kadyrov, he's a straight shooter. He's a straightforward person. Now, I do not know, maybe I do, but I will tell you my assessment of this gentleman. He, everything that you might say about this guy, okay, it's up in the air, but he's a straight shooter. If he tells you, if he thinks that he doesn't like you, he's going to tell you, I hate you. He's going to say, I think, our relationship doesn't work according to the standards of United Nations human rights. And, he's not going to beat around the bush. He's going to say that. Now, whatever he says might be, how should I say it, according to reality or his interpretation of reality. That's a different story. So if he says, okay, the Ukrainians are surrounded, that's his assessment, and maybe that's the information he's got that we will be allowed to have in about 5 days from now. Okay? But I don't think he's lying. I think because one thing I observed about this guy, I I don't have enough information to tell you this, but I will just, take my chance. I think he's a straight shooter, but he doesn't have sometimes all the information available. But he says what he knows at that time, even though that whatever he knows is not a complete story. Okay, you like how I made everything different, so I made it nicer for Kadyrov instead of just saying sometimes he doesn't know shit, but he talks about it straight. Okay, this is what I should have said, but nevertheless, this is my assessment. But I don't want to be too straight because you know. Nevertheless, are they surrounded? Wait about 3 days or 4, and we're going to find out. Do I think they're surrounded? I don't know. It's very possible, but on the other hand, if they ran fast, 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 then maybe the Russians were not able to encircle them. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and then distribute the truth and be just. See you next time. Have a good evening.